Good morning. Welcome to worship with the community of First Unitarian Church of Omaha. I'm Reverend Shari Woodbury, the congregation's minister. Whether you are attending online or here in the sanctuary, I'm glad you have chosen to join us on this beautiful, slightly cool spring morning. We come together each week to worship, which from the Latin means to remember that which is of worth. And so we reground ourselves week after week in our highest values here. A special welcome to visitors. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It's a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It's a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, we welcome you to bring your whole self into this community. If you're joining us online, I encourage you to create a YouTube account and sign in when you participate that way. This will allow you to participate in the comments for things like joys and concerns. Anyone can also subscribe to our channel and share videos that you like with others that you think would be touched by the messages. For those here in person, we will have a shorter coffee hour in the common room after the service today, and I understand there are some yummy, substantial snacks available as well to encourage coming back up for a meeting you're going to hear about in a moment. And we have two special announcements. I'm going to invite Gary Randall forth for the first one.
Good morning. I think I'm actually kind of the stand-in for Walt Justed, and I'm a little taller, but and I don't know that I can do as good a job as he does. But I want to tell you a story. Have you heard that around a little bit lately? You, as members and visitors that are committed to this church, are amazing. You have done an amazing job in your pledge campaign this year. And the people who helped by contacting members of the church and helping solicit those to get them all in on time, you did it. You did it for us. You did it for the church. We got pledges from 111 households, and as of Friday, our pledge total was $413. That's worth a round of applause, folks. We still have a handful of houses to get to, and we hope we'll get over that $274,000 number up to $275,000. And if we do, we'll let you know, because that was our goal this year. I want to thank Walt for everything that he's done for the members of this church in this campaign. And if you are one of those members who hasn't pledged yet, you can call me, you can call Walt, you can call Shari, you can call the church. We'll take care of you and make sure it works. Walt, I want to thank you for your leadership of this congregation and for the commitment that you've shown to this church over your years as serving as treasurer. Let's continue to work together so we can tell the next great story.
Thank you, Gary. And now a member of our board of directors, Tricia Pyatt, has a couple of special announcements.
Hello, everybody. I've been asked to read this paper about our congregational annual meeting. And first, I just want to say that many of you who interact with me in different areas of the church all know, and you're probably tired of me saying, that this is the church where all the nice people come to, where you can find them. But now I'm up here looking at all of you as a group, and you're scary. So anyway, our congregational annual meeting is going to happen on Sunday, May 5th at 10 a.m., or 10:30 a.m., I'm sorry. Join the meeting live or in person in the sanctuary. There's going to be no interactive Zoom, and you can watch YouTube. just like any Sunday service. Meeting takes place of our annual Sunday services. Eligible voting members, i.e. the members who have donated money to the church in the last 3 months, they get to vote. And let's see, something about April 5th. Oh, if you've donated money between April 5th, 2023 and April 5th, 2024, then you can vote. We're going to adopt an operating budget for the 24-25 season, our church year. Elect a president, president-elect, members of the board, right relations committee, nominating committee members, trustees of the trust fund, and we're going to consider reports from the church leaders and celebrate our awards winners. Finally, we're going to have a straw poll to guide our General Assembly delegates in their vote regarding the Article 2. Let's see, your Board of Trustees is seeking congregational input on priorities for the care of our building and budget. Join us Sunday, April 21st after church. Light snacks provided in the common room, or you can watch us on Monday at Zoom at 7 p.m. So thank you, everybody. I didn't faint.
So again, there's coffee and also some snacks that are more substantial than usual to entice you to stay and come back up for the town hall meeting around noon today. The other option is to join it on Zoom tomorrow. As we celebrate Earth Day this morning, I want to draw your attention to our green team, which aims to help reduce the energy footprint of our church, among other projects. One of the members of that team, Elaine Wells, also a reader today, so you'll see her a couple times, would be happy to talk to you after the service if you'd like to know more about the green team. Raise your hand, Elaine. You can find her around here or possibly downstairs. Also, if you forgot to bring dirt or didn't know about the dirt communion we're doing, rest at ease. We have extra dirt that you can get when we're at that point in the worship service. To learn what else is going on around here, including activities you might want to take part in, you can use the QR code or the links in your program. And there also are some printed e-news in the foyer by the screen out there. First Unitarian occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe-Missouri tribal nations, whose sovereignty existed long before the state of Nebraska. We also express our respect to the Ponca, Winnebago, and Santee Sioux tribes, all of Nebraska, and many others represented in the metro area. Our hope is that the land acknowledgement is just a beginning as we educate ourselves and support causes, charities, and rights of Indigenous peoples in our area. Welcome to worship. And I invite you to sing with me, if you like, from your seats, our chalice song this morning, which is, if you want the music, it's inside the cover of the Teal hymnal. I invite forward Stuart Shell to light the flaming chalice, and today he's going to light our usual chalice as well as our special Earth Day service chalice that we have down here. And I invite you to join me in the chalice lighting. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. Thank you. Whether by habit or out of need, whether in body or through cyberspace, you entered this sanctuary. Light, shining sky inside, open space for hearts and minds. There is no separation here of the sacred from the profane, no setting apart from the natural world, for nothing can be more precious than the ordinary beauty of spring and the stirrings of the human spirit. Let us bring then our holy hearts and our sacred bits of soil into this place of ritual and song. Let us once more commingle the elements of heaven and earth in this shrine of interconnection. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise if that feels good to you for our opening song, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. For our time for all ages today, we're going to try out a new ritual. If you're sitting with your family kids, you can stay where you are. And our classes, if we have anybody still out, they can come and sit here in the front couple rows or in these green chairs. But we don't want to sit in this area because people are going to be walking there. Okay. And there's some green chairs in front that are okay to sit in too. the ritual. Actually, I could take a few strong volunteers now to help me kind of convert our chalice here to be ready for our ritual. If anybody wants to help. I'm going to pull this out.
Parker, Reese, anybody gonna come help?
All right.
Parker, you coming up here to help?
So, can you help me lift this bowl up and put it down here?
Parker, can you lift up the bowl? And then Robbie can flip it.
This one, yeah. We're going to put it down here like this. Okay.
Literally didn't get a chance.
Now, here, do you want to, can you flip the pot over? You want to let them help too? Yeah, we can just put it right here. Or actually, you can put it on the other side, right here, right there. Right side up. Okay, that's going to be our ritual pot. And let's see, we need a safe place to put this. Okay. Now you can sit again. Now, let me tell you what we're going to do here. So I invited folks to bring soil today for a ritual. Did anybody bring a little dirt with you? Yeah, okay, good job. If you didn't, don't worry, we've got extra here. In fact, let me get the scoop. Make a little scoop here. We're celebrating dirt today. Now, I don't know if you've given much thought to dirt. We stand on it all the time. We wash it off our hands. It might not seem that special, but tomorrow is Earth Day, and this is Earth, right? And Earth is actually pretty darn cool. It's an essential part of Earth's ecosystems. What grows out of dirt? Plants, yeah, like fruits and vegetables. Fungus, oh yeah, fungus. Grains, like lots of things we eat and that things we eat. Strawberries, yes. Probably a lot of our favorite foods. So what we're going to do is we're going to each add some soil to this pot here. And again, if you didn't know or remember to bring some, you can take some out of here and just like that. And we're going to combine what we brought together. And I'll tell you a little bit later what we're going to do with it. We're going to start with the front rows here, and we're going to take turns and take our time and come and just take a little scoop and put it in here. And the way we're going to do this, as far as moving our bodies, is we're going to come down the middle aisle, scoop, and then walk past the piano and past these windows, big windows there on that wall, and then you can come back down to where your seat is, either the middle aisle or that aisle over there. So you're going to make a big loop, which is not just for fun, it's so people don't run into each other, but you can have fun with it if you want to. You can do a little Earth Day dance if you want to. And then we'll just start from the front and work our way to the back of the sanctuary. Make sense? And Jay's going to play a little music for us as we do this. And so here, the kids in the front can start. Help us with our soil. Do you want to scoop some? A little scoop. Walking past the piano. Okay. Take it around. So we're going to go this way. Yeah. All the way around and back. Good job. I wish I had a bigger pot. Earth for Earth Day. All right, very good. Take that back with you. Thank you.
Take that with you.
Nice. Thank you. that is a nice pot of, you can see there's many different colors of brown. Brown and black and reddish, and there's even some little roots in there. I can tell people brought garden soil. So what we're gonna do with this, a new tree was just planted. We weren't sure if it was gonna be this week or next week, but it just happened. It's a redbud tree in the garden. It's in honor of Dixie Lemon, who is a beloved member who passed away in this past year. And she was big into planting trees for those who come after us in terms of endowment. But so we planted a literal tree for her. You can take a look at it when you go out. There's a plaque honoring Dixie there. And we're going to take some of this earth here and add it to the mound around the tree for Dixie. So in springs and future, when we see those red buds blooming, we can know that all of us contributed to nurturing the beauty that will continue to bless others to come. Okay, let's see. So we're going to bless this dirt so that it's blessed when we take it out there. And did I have any older kids, readers who wanted to help me with this? Yeah? Okay. All right, let me bring up the congregation's response line here. Is we bless this dirt, pretty straightforward. So we can just, right here, and let me give you the microphone here. You want to say this part? This right here.
And humility and gratitude upon witnessing the building blocks of life on earth,
We bless this dirt.
and the knowledge that we are all of us imperfect but come together in communities of grace.
We bless this dirt.
In the belief that we humans share an origin and a common destiny.
We bless this dirt.
In the wisdom of science that tell us dirt is an important part of our own health and happiness.
We bless this dirt.
In understanding that all living creatures are connected and have a right to healthy soil.
We bless this dirt.
In hopes that we all continue to grow together in mind, body, and spirit.
We bless this dirt. Great job. Well, thank you all for inaugurating our first dirt communion here at First Unitarian. And we're going to sing the kids to their classes. Each week, we practice sharing with others through a community offering. Half of the undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause which resonates with Unitarian Universalist values. If you're online or you prefer to use your smartphone to give, you can use the QR code or the link. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of April is the National Alliance for Mental Illness, or NAMI. NAMI is a grassroots organization dedicated to education, support, and advocacy with anyone whose life has been touched by mental illness. The offering is gratefully received. Thank you for your generosity. We come to the time for sharing of joys and concerns. When we share those things that are going well or bringing joy to our own lives, others can be lifted up with us. And when we share those things that are challenging, others can surround us with their care, which this community is eager to do. And I'm going to invite Colin up to share those that we've received online, and we've got a couple here too.
From Linda Hureska, happy anniversary to Kim and Brian Callahan. I believe it's number 27, I think. I'm not certain about that. From Elaine Wells. She says, my dear friend and sister advocate for peace, justice, and the environment, Kate Hughes, had brain bleed and will probably die today. Very sad. From Grant Langdon, says, my nephew John's surgeries went well this week, and I'm hoping his recovery goes as well as possible. From Douglas Lee Regier, he said, it's wonderful to see Edith Bice, longtime member in church today.
Thank you, Colin. We draw into the circle of this community's care all who know both joy and difficulty. And this morning we include all in our circle as we weave prayer and song together. From your seats, I invite you to join in singing number 100, Peace Like a River. As we get to each verse, we're going to pause between each verse as I share a common prayer. And if you know the song, feel free to just close your eyes. In these days of gentle spring beauty, may we each know in our souls and in our bones the peace of a smooth flowing river. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. Whence comes joy? We can open our eyes and our noses to the blooming flowers of this season, hyacinth and tulips, lilac bushes, crabapple trees and red buds, and lean in to listen, too, to the full-throated sounds of the songbirds for joy. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. In this time of renewal, we can draw from the wells of love in our lives, all the people who have loved us into being, and all those who today put love at the center. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Still, we each have our trials in life, be it in our relationships, our health, our work, or our worries for the world. Our pain is real, and we honor it. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. It is particularly heartbreaking to know of species going extinct every day, and people around the world who are being displaced from their homes, or losing their livelihoods or their sources of food, who are caught up in conflicts over resources as our climate shifts, and sometimes I feel those tears. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. Yet in each of us, there is strength too. And when I add my strength to yours, and his, and hers, and theirs, and all around the community and world in a chain of care and cooperation, I know we can do mighty things. Yes, we can draw upon our shared strength. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. As we move into the heart of this music-centered service, I invite you to notice what connects for you in this alternative way of worshiping. If this way of remembering that which is of worth doesn't happen to speak to you right now, you can simply help hold the space for other people who are getting just what they need this morning. This is our third time trying a format like this year, and I hope that it'll hold you and speak to you as a whole person and the way that music and using your own body as an instrument can do. We'll be learning some new songs, so I want to mention that it's always okay to listen to the song before you start singing, or just the whole time if that feels best for you. But don't hesitate to join in singing as you're moved. The point with these kinds of songs is not any level of performance. It's about sinking into them. It's about music as meditation or a kind of spiritual practice, so we can approach it that way. This is a time to invite and welcome connection to each other, to the interdependent web of all life on earth, connection perhaps to the sacred, however you might understand that. As we celebrate Earth Day and spring, the Sanctuary Singers offer this gift of music. We begin our Earth Day service by giving closer consideration to the earth beneath our feet. Elaine Wells will share this first reading from UU religious educator Joy Berry, who's the one who came up with the idea of dirt communion. And she writes this about dirt.
We begin this Earth Day service by giving closer consideration to the earth beneath our feet. UU religious educator Joy Berry came up with the idea of a dirt communion, which writes this: "The oldest stories tell us that we came from dust, and to dust we will return. But dirt? That's different. Dust is fine, often even sterile. Dirt, on the other hand, is made up of messier stuff. Dirt is mostly bits of weathered rock, broken down dust and clay and sand. But the most important part of dirt, and what keeps it from being just bits of clay and sand and dust, is life and death. Organic matter from dead things like leaves and roots and bugs, and yes, larger animals too, make up the actual good stuff in dirt. Nothing would grow in bits of sand and clay and dust without organic matter from once living things. As they decay and break down, they release vital nutrients and what we call soil. And living creatures play another important part. Animals like moles and earthworms move dirt around, putting air and more organic matter, the scientific name I think is, let me pronounce this right, poop. Oh yes, poop, into the dirt as they go along their business, tunneling and growing under our feet. And we sort of don't like all this messiness. We can accept that we come from dust and that we will go back to dust. Ashes and dust and stone, those sound mythical, even biblical, and storied. They sound symbolic, but dirt's just common. And all that messy stuff that makes dirt makes us a little uncomfortable. We know the old story about dirt, not the one so far back that if said people come out of it, or its cleaner first cousin dust, but the one that we've heard from the cradle on about how dirt is bad. What about the news stories? You see, scientists are still learning all the time about the world around us, and they are learning that dirt is actually good for us, not just while it grows our food or holds down our tree roots, but good for us like sunshine, like water and vitamins. How? It turns out that children who get dirtier have less allergies and less asthma as they grow. True story. You ever see a toddler eating dirt when you put them down outside? Do people still do that? Put kids down in dirt? Well, people who do put babies down on the ground. Anyway, it turns out that tiny bits of ancient dead creatures in soil create something called endotoxins that, when ingested, stimulate our immune system. You know, it lives in our gut, where food goes, or dirt if you like to eat it, in a way that our common blueprint seems programmed to expect. And who here loves gardening? Not just the products of it, but actually the process of it. Raise your hands if you like gardening. I bet lots of us do. And how many of you wear gloves when you do it? We're finding out that exposure to dirt actually increases your serotonin levels because dirt has something in it that is a natural antidepressant. So dirt really can make us happier and healthier. It's good for us, like church.
I invite you to rise a few legs so that you can sway or drum on your body or whatever feels natural to you as we sing. We'll start with number 1073 in the teal hymnal. Whoop. Come on, come back. Oh, I thought I had. Guess I don't have. Never mind. You may be seated. And now you can find your song sheets. And you want the one that has "We Hold This Love." It's got "Bless the World" on one side and "We Hold This Love" on the other side. Does anybody need a song sheet? Okay, one up here. Usher will bring them to you. So this is actually a round. So we'll sing it all together a couple of times. And then if you're on this side, you can follow William. You'll keep right on chugging. And if you're on the organ side with me, we're going to hold off for a moment. And then we're going to come back in after they've restarted. So you can just follow me. But first, we'll do it all together so we get it a couple of times. Okay? Let's go. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. Again. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. Last time. We hold this love in the heart of the earth. This blessing starts in the heart of the earth. And we hold this love in a moment of silence together. The purpose of Earth Day is, of course, not only to celebrate the beauty of the earth and all the things that grow from the earth, but to call Earth citizens into action to care for our precious home. And the next selection was chosen in this spirit. In his 2015 book, Wynne Stevenson drew from climate justice activists to write, "What we're fighting for now is each other," dispatches from the front lines of climate justice. His words still ring just as true in 2024. These excerpts remind us that the course of action we choose is a matter of justice, not just for other species, but also for our own. Stevenson writes, "Today, the climate crisis has long since passed the point of prevention. Climate catastrophe on some scale is winging toward us. The missiles have left the silos. The bombs have left the bays. Cities, indeed entire countries, will be lost. Millions will needlessly suffer and die. Just how many millions depends on how much more carbon is extracted and burned. The task now, impossible as it may seem, is to prevent the entire carbon arsenal, or even any sizable fraction of it, from being launched, and to salvage what we can of a livable planet." At the end of the book, Stevenson reflects on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who understood that justice issues like racism, poverty, and war are all interconnected, and that, as King said, they are all forms of violence that can be defeated only by universal love. I want to share here the conclusion of Wynne Stevenson's call to action. This is what he writes. The title of King's last book poses the question facing us now. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? We know that the crimes perpetrated against the planet today are a form of violence against our fellow human beings, a profound racial and economic and generational injustice on a global scale. And we know that if we're going to have a movement big enough and powerful enough to confront this, we have to come together across our cultural, racial, economic, and generational divides, even our ideological divides. Nothing about that task is easy, Stevenson writes. Indeed, if there's to be any hope of such solidarity, then climate justice will need to be defined broadly enough, inclusively enough to encompass everyone. Not only certain communities, not only our own communities and our own children, but everyone, everywhere, including generations not yet born, in order to keep even the possibility of justice alive on earth. Because what we're fighting for now is each other. We have to fight for the person sitting next to us and the person living next door to us, for the person across town and across the tracks from us, and for the person across the continent and across the ocean from us. Because we're fighting for our humanity. That's what solidarity is. That's what love looks like. Not simply a fight for our own survival. There are oppressive and dystopian forms of survival that aren't worth fighting for, indeed that are worth fighting against. Rather, ours is now a fight for survival and a fight for justice, for survival or the possibility of justice and some legitimate hope of what King called beloved community, even as we struggle to survive. Our fight, as King said, is against chaos and for community, and it cannot wait. King's final words of his final book speak to us too. And here he's quoting Dr. King. We are now faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. In this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such a thing as being too late. Over the bleached bones and jumbled residues of numerous civilizations are written the pathetic words, too late. Is it too late? Stevenson asks of climate justice. We know what the science says. What does your conscience say? What does too late even mean? Too late for what? Even in the face of all we now know, will it ever be too late for some kind of faith in human decency? Or to hold on to some kind of hope, however irrational it may seem, in our fellow human beings? Or to love our siblings and cousins on this earth? Because these things, faith and hope and love, are every bit as real as science, every bit as real as the CO2 in the atmosphere and the carbon in the ground, as real as the melting Arctic and the acidifying oceans. And as Dr. King knew, Stevenson writes, these things, faith and hope and love, are the very stuff that movements are made of. Real movements, the kind of radical, transformative movements that have changed the course of history in the past, and maybe, just maybe, might change it again. If enough of us are willing to fight, and to fight hard enough and lovingly enough, and never give up. If we're willing to engage in this struggle, this radical and loving struggle for each other. From your seats, you can find the sheet for a song that is meant to affirm this togetherness, this in it togetherness, the commingling chant. And the only part you need to look at in the congregation is the bottom staff there that has the verses 1 through 5 on it. That's what the congregation is going to sing. So let's just learn that melody now. We'll just sing that first verse through twice so you can learn the melody. layer on those other parts above, and the rest of us can just listen as they do that. And once they get into a groove, adding one part and then another and then another, then the rest of us in the congregation will start adding in those verses. So you can just sing again when I sing again on the verses.
Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees, Mother Earth and you and me. Fishes in the seas and birds in the trees,
I invite you to simply hold in your heart in silence for a moment that sense of interconnectedness with all things. We are all in this together. We have 2 short readings left, and Elaine will share the next one on entanglement.
Words of the writer Kate Forster. I think it's a deep consolation to know that spiders dream, that monkeys tease predators, that dolphins have accents, that lions can be scared silly by a lone mongoose, that otters hold hands and ants bury their dead. That there isn't their life and our life, nor your life and my life, that it's just one teetering and endless thread, and all of us, are entangled with it as deep as entanglement goes.
And a final poem from Jennifer Pratt Walter. This is called Red-Wing Blackbird. And it reminds me that to whatever extent we get through this climate crisis with love and justice, at least for me, it'll be with embracing that connection to the earth and letting it nourish me. Blackbird pours her liquid song in a stream down my hair and face. I look up and experience your music as a beatitude of peace, a feathery sonnet that rings of grace and hope, a finding amidst loss and the way love shapes itself to both of us, human and avian, like water held in a holy vessel. Let us give over to each other all our dreams that were courage and conviction among the trials and storms. Let us discover how to love one another like a red-winged blackbird loves her watery song. I invite you to rise if that feels good to you and join in our final two songs, number 1069 in the Teal hymnal, Ancient Mother. Our final song is on your song sheet, Bless This World. Congregation sings the second line down, the alto line, unless you feel like hopping on a different one. May you know yourself to be blessed by the earth, our home, and may you in turn be a blessing to the earth.